to have you along with us on this Monday morning. Right now, 5:36 a.m. And this week, we are going to see a couple changes, that's for sure, when it comes to our weather story. First up, the ridge that we've been experiencing is breaking down. So that means the first round of April showers is upon us. The lighter jacket is required this week, too, as temperatures are warming up. We could see mid-double digits here, mid-teens, and then back to below seasonal into the weekend. The temperature roller coaster continues for us. And this weather story is coming up just after we check out what's trending today. Through May, well, that's when they will be first on display. All right, as we show you now your conditions for today, 7 degrees in Toronto, in Oakville, 8 in Mississauga. We are warming up. I think many of us appreciate this after a cold and a windy weekend. It was beautiful over the weekend with the sunshine, but certainly didn't feel like spring. Now, as we look at the winds today, gusting to about 30 kilometers an hour, so pretty easy to deal with today. As we get into tomorrow, closer to 50 but more of a southwesterly wind. So that means a little bit warmer. Warmer air, that's what we're going to feel into about Wednesday. Tomorrow is going to be an active day for us, and it's a day that we are going to be looking at our first round of spring showers. Those will be moving through. So how much rain are we talking with this? About 20 to 30 millimeters of rain generally across the Golden Horseshoe. Down across the southwest, we could be seeing upwards of 40. So this is a decent amount of rain, and it's going to rain throughout the day on Tuesday, linger into Wednesday, take a bit of a pause, and then come back into Thursday night and Friday. So on Tuesday here, I know these temperatures do not look that impressive at all, 3 and 4 for the daytime high, but how about this? Let's roll you into Wednesday here. We got 10 in Toronto, 13 in Guelph, 10 for Newmarket as well, a little above seasonal. I do want to show you our roads this morning before we get to your local forecast. Right now it is 5:39 a.m. And when we talk traffic across the GTA, things continue to move well this morning. Earlier, we were looking at a full closure on the Gardner. No longer the case this morning. All has opened around Jameson. Right now, you can see your weather here. Well, this dry spell is almost over here in southern Ontario. The ridge continues to break down, and tomorrow we will be looking at this front passing by, and that is going to be bringing us our next round of rain. Until then, though, we've got more sunshine on tap today. Your full forecast is coming up, but right now we're still talking snow. This is what's trending online at theweathernetwork.com. All right, Chris, thanks for that. As we take a look at some of our headlines and some of the weather that's going to get you through this week, well, we are talking about that first round of spring showers. The lighter jacket is required as temperatures are warming up. But as we go into the weekend, another cool down. So certainly a spring roller coaster. That's what we're on right now. This afternoon, we are 7 in Toronto. Beautiful day today. A little bit warmer today than what we saw yesterday, and those winds have eased as well. I do want to take you out onto the roads this morning and show you some traffic at this hour. Earlier, we did have a closure of the Gardner. The Gardner, unfortunately, did see a collision investigation through the overnight. No longer the case this morning. All lanes have opened. This here is your live look at the QEW as you're going through Appleby. All right, as we take you through the day today, clear skies, easy drive home likely tonight. Probably a lot of volume, but weather-wise, that's not going to be slowing you down. This is the next weather element that comes into our picture here. And it does look like tomorrow morning, we should be dry early morning, but between 8 and 10 a.m., that's when this system is going to move through, and that's when we're going to start to get into some rain. Places like Kitchener-Waterloo, we're going to pinpoint you at about 8 to 10 a.m. tomorrow morning. You could see a brief period of some ice pellets. So that's something we'll watch in your backyard for a potentially slippery commute. It's going to rain throughout the day on Tuesday and then clear out of here later into Wednesday. Wednesday morning is still likely to be wet. When we look at the winds will be gusting strong into Tuesday, again up to about 50 kilometers an hour, but slowly changing to a southerly wind. So Tuesday afternoon here, we are not really warm. We're unsettled. We're going to see a rainy day, but that southerly wind is working in our favor here because by the time we're into Wednesday, we've got some double digits. With this rain, we are expecting to see upwards of 30 millimeters. All right, when we come back, we've got an interesting story for you. Sophia Kambalia, she checked in with some of our kid experts about spring and what they think about the season and what's actually happening underneath all of that snow. That story's coming up. 4,000 runners took on a 30K route across Hamilton, Ontario yesterday. This is the oldest road race in North America. It's called Around the Bay. I was there, a part of that route, and it was a ton of fun. I have to say, cold, windy conditions, but it is such a great start to the running season. If you're a runner or if you're thinking of becoming a runner, that certainly is a Canadian staple when it comes to road racing in Canada. It's great to have you along with us this morning. I'm Rachel Schoutsen. You are watching the Weather Network. This area of high pressure that has been protecting us, keeping us sunny for so long, well, it's finally departing. It's moving out of here, and that means our first round of spring showers is on the way. We have a dry, beautiful day today, but as we take you into Tuesday, we will be looking at some rain. This afternoon, gorgeous, and the winds have eased a little bit today too. But into tomorrow, that rain starts between 8 and 10 a.m. tomorrow morning, and we will see those showers continue throughout the day. One thing that we're going to watch, especially as this front pushes in, we could see a brief period of some ice pellets, especially out towards Kitchener-Waterloo. So that's one area to watch, and then Tuesday, it's going to be a very rainy day. The showers continue into Wednesday as well. All right, I want to turn things over to Sophia Kambalia right now. As we get into the spring season, what do our kids think about the change in weather and their thoughts on some of the terms we've been using? Have a look. Spring can be a complicated season, right? And we were airing our spring forecast this past weekend here on the Weather Network again. If you missed it, of course, you can check it out online as well. Now, as we take you into Thursday, look at the south wind. It's warming us up. We're actually going to feel like spring into Thursday. But as we look long range here, we know another shot of colder air is coming Friday and into the weekend. This upper low drags the northerly flow. And look at us. By the time we're into the weekend Saturday, only 1 in Barrie. Sunday, 4 degrees in Toronto. Looks like we could see some mixing. And more details on that long-range story begin here. Hey, great to see you. Hope you had a wonderful weekend. It is 6:06 a.m. You are watching the Weather Network, and this week we've got an interesting weather story. We finally get our first round of spring showers. We're going to warm up, double digits in the forecast, and then as we go into the Easter long weekend, you're going to be pulling the jacket back out again, maybe even the snow brush. Yeah, we're going to talk about that. But first up, here's what's trending today. They will be on display in their new home. As we take you into this afternoon, we have a beautiful day ahead, a gorgeous forecast, feels like spring. It's going to smell like spring out there. We're also seeing the winds easing as well. It is great, but tomorrow, that'll be a different story. The winds today are light. Easy to deal with the winds today, but look at them again into tomorrow. Getting over 40 kilometers an hour, closer to 50 in through Tuesday. More of a southerly flow. Eventually, that will warm us up, but it's going to show this next system that's moving through. And this system is actually packing quite a punch. It's bringing us a decent amount of rain. So clear out the storm drains on your street. We want to make sure all of this can drain out of here well. 20 to 30 millimeters of rain. That's what's expected across the Golden Horseshoe. Upwards of 40 down to Windsor, Ontario. So the southwest getting hit a little bit harder. On Tuesday, this is not a warm day. This is an active, rainy, gray day. Windy conditions as well. But that wind is slowly going to pump the warmth back into our backyard. So as we take you into Wednesday, 9 is the daytime high, 11 in Newmarket, 10 in Hamilton. Into Thursday, we could be looking at some temperatures close to 15 degrees across southern Ontario. So a warm up is on the way this week. You can put the gloves away. After this rain moves through, we will be on the warmer side. Now, when we come back, we've got this story with Kim McDonald. Do you know that Gerber daisies in your bedroom can actually help you sleep better? The top 5 house plants that keep you healthy. That story is coming up when we return. Want to start your morning off with a smile here? Looks like these kids in Daytona Beach, they wish they were in Canada. They're playing some hockey right in the sand. Perfect conditions to do so. I don't think they're feeling any wind chill there. But the wind chill, hey, it certainly was a big story in Hamilton over the weekend as about 4,000 runners took on Around the Bay. It's the oldest road race in North America. It was windy. It was cold. I was a part of the crowd, and I'll tell you, the runner's high is real today. It's such a challenging route, but it is a staple when it comes to Canadian road racing. If you ran that race this weekend, hope you're feeling extra good today. All right, high pressure has been in place for us for so long. That's what's been bringing us those beautiful blue sunny skies, but some cooler air. This is finally coming to an end. What we're seeing now is our first round of spring showers coming through. We are still dry today, but we are looking at that wet forecast as we move into Tuesday. Tuesday is still cool, but look, here comes the warm-up. 12s, 15, 14 in Barrie will feel like spring as we go into Thursday. All right, I want to turn things over to Kim McDonald. Maybe you're shopping for some spring flowers in your backyard. How about some plants in your home that can actually keep you healthy? Have a look at this story. All right, just before we go here, I want to give you the heads up when it comes to the long weekend. Easter long weekend is upon us, and a colder stretch of weather, unfortunately, it's coming back for us. And you can see the details in your local. Well, it's great to see you on this Monday morning. You are watching the Weather Network. Rachel Schoutsen, Kelly Sonnenberg here with you. And right now, Kelly, I know it's spring, but we are still talking snow. This is what's trending online at theweathernetwork.com.
All right, so Rachel, you know, last week we really talked about high pressure being our main story across Ontario and Quebec. That high pressure is now pushing off towards the east, moving into Atlantic Canada, which is good news. But we have the return of moisture moving into northwestern Ontario.
The first round of spring showers, depending on where you are, rain showers or snow showers. Up to the northwest, this is going to be some snow pushing in throughout the day today. Tomorrow across southern Ontario and cottage country, this is a rain story.
You can see the system will move through the day and then eventually make its way into southern portions of Quebec as we head through the overnight hours and into Wednesday. So as we take a look at our snowfall outlook, we've got generally about 5 to 10 centimeters, so not a significant amount. If you live along the shores of Lake Superior, give yourself a little bit of extra time in the morning because we will have that snow for the Tuesday morning commute.
And as we look at Tuesday morning for the commute, rain across Windsor into London and Sarnia at about 8 to 10 a.m. That's when it pushes into the GTA. And looks like places like Kitchener-Waterloo, we could see a little bit of some icy conditions, maybe a bit of freezing rain here, so we're going to have to watch for that. But Kelly, overall, that southerly wind is going to do us some favors.
Finally, we are getting into some nice southerly flow, which means our temperatures are going to be warming up as well. Take a look. Wednesday, 9 degrees in Toronto, 12 degrees in London. This is going to feel fantastic.
Oh, it's going to feel good, that's for sure, especially after a weekend. We saw, you know, such beautiful blue sunny skies, but that wind has just been biting and cold. So to see the double digits, 10 degrees in Montreal by Thursday, this really is an awesome forecast.
Now, as we take a look ahead towards the weekend, because of course we know this is the long weekend for Easter, you can actually see that milder air is going to make its way into Atlantic Canada. But beyond that, we will start to see the return of some cooler weather. Upper level low sets itself up, and we know what that means.
So snow in the forecast this week, and the cooler air, well, it's moving out of here. This area of high pressure, this has been bringing in the beautiful sunny skies. It was gorgeous over the weekend. Little windy, little cold, yeah, but slowly moving out of here. As we look at this morning in Toronto, we are 1 right now, warming up to 7 as we go into the afternoon, and we're getting even warmer Wednesday and into Thursday, but with a little bit of rain. And we are looking at an active pattern as we look ahead at tomorrow, because that's when we get our first round of some spring showers. We will talk about that in a second, but I do want to take you out onto the roads this morning. 2 problems on the 401 westbound. One at Brock Street in Whitby, another one out towards Milton at Guelph Line. Let's talk about our active weather story now. As we take you into tomorrow, between 8 and 10 a.m. tomorrow morning, we are likely to get our first round of spring showers. Places like Kitchener-Waterloo, you may see some freezing rain to start. So an icy commute is possible through here. If you're commuting before 7 a.m., you should be in the clear. So this is our first round of rain. That rain continues likely into Wednesday morning, then clears out of here into Wednesday afternoon. We get another round as another boundary comes in late Thursday and in through Friday. Good Friday, holiday for many. We could see a little bit of mixing across the GTA. The Easter long weekend, I'll tell you at this point, it isn't looking too warm. We're going to be back into the colder air. So Tuesday, tomorrow, this is our first active day really in quite some time. And we are going to be looking at rain continuing throughout the day, windy conditions as well, gray, and it is a little cool here. Only 3 and 4 degrees for the daytime highs. The southerly wind, though, will be pumping up the temperatures, and we will feel that as we go into Wednesday. Wednesday, 9 degrees in Toronto. Into Thursday, we could see daytime highs close to about 15 degrees across the Golden Horseshoe. So a warm-up is on the way. So why am I saying we're cooling down? Well, because it's going to happen pretty quickly. Into Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, this upper low is dominating. We see that brief burst of moisture Thursday and in through Friday, and that is likely to bring us the possibility of some mixing into Friday and then cooler air. That's the story as we go through the weekend. Now, when we come back, we are going to be taking a look at force of nature. From active weather, avalanches in Russia to this. Well, good morning and happy Monday. I hope you had a great weekend. Today we are talking about the first round of spring showers. We're timing it out for you this week. The warm up is on the way and then cooler again into the weekend. Your weather story starts now. And it starts with this, our first round of spring showers. That is coming into the picture as we look ahead at tomorrow. We have a clear day today, 7 being the daytime high in Toronto. Now, it is spring, but we are still talking snow. Online at theweathernetwork.com. This is what's trending today. We take you to Russia with these videos. Let's take you now and get you into our weather story. This afternoon, 7 degrees in Toronto, 11 in Windsor. Today's going to be a beautiful day. We still have the blue skies upon us, and then things get active in through tomorrow. As for this morning, you are not driving to work in any rain or any snow. All right, let's take a look at this system that's moving into tomorrow. This is our first round of spring showers, and it looks like it starts to move into places like Windsor, Ontario, into tomorrow morning for the rush hour commute. For us, at about 8 to 10 a.m., that's when we're going to see that rain push in. For places like Kitchener and Waterloo, we're going to watch in the morning hours. Could be cold enough to get a little bit of freezing rain, and of course, that would make the roads very icy. So that's something we'll monitor into tomorrow morning. This rain is going to stick with us as we move throughout the day tomorrow. Windy conditions coming into the picture as well. Today the winds are pretty easy to deal with, but when we take into tomorrow, more of that south wind develops, and that is really going to start gusting strong again, close to 50 kilometers an hour. Now I know I said south wind, but that doesn't mean tomorrow is going to be warm. Think of tomorrow as a gray, an active day. Rain is going to continue. It's going to be blustery. Temperature-wise, not looking that great here. 3 degrees in Toronto for the daytime high. But that southerly flow eventually is going to catch up with us, and we are going to see a great forecast here. Wednesday, 9 being the daytime high. Showers lingering into Wednesday morning, clearing throughout the day, and we are looking at a decent amount of rain with this system. Across the Golden Horseshoe, about 20 to 30 millimeters is on tap. Now, when we come back, we've got a great story with Sophia Kambalia. She asked our kid weather experts what they think about all these terms we're using this spring season. La Nina, for example. That story is coming up when we come back, plus a look at the long weekend conditions, but it is such a great start to the running season. Well, it certainly will not be snowing in our backyard this afternoon, that's for sure. We are slightly warming up, 7 being the daytime high, 8 in Newmarket and Mississauga, and we've got some sunshine today. An active system does come in tomorrow, brings us our first round of spring showers. We're going to chat about that, but right now, let's take you out onto the roads this morning. The rush hour commute is getting underway. Now, as we look at the winds today, the winds will ease today compared to what we saw over the weekend. Gusts to about 30 kilometers an hour. Still a bit of a north wind today. More of a south wind developing as we go into tomorrow. And eventually that's going to bring us our warmer air into Wednesday and Thursday. Before we get to that warmer air, though, we have to deal with a rainy day tomorrow. And tomorrow's not necessarily going to be a warm day. We're only talking 3s and 4s for the daytime high. Gusty conditions, gray day, rain's going to be coming down, and it's a decent amount of rain, 20 to 30 millimeters across the Golden Horseshoe. London down to Windsor, upwards of 40 millimeters of rain. As we look at Tuesday here, again, not the brightest day, that's for sure. The gray skies are upon us, but we can deal with a day like this. We've had so many days of sunshine. It's got to rain at some point. So there's our first round of spring showers, and then here's all the good news. Wednesday, 9 degrees in Toronto, 11 in Newmarket. Likely to be a little wet for the morning hours. Sun coming out into the afternoon. We're clearing out. And then Thursday here, we've got a warm day upon us. 15 degrees in Guelph. In Newmarket, 12 in Toronto. Looks like Thursday evening and through Friday, that's when we could see another system. That could possibly bring us a little bit of mixing for Good Friday. Temperatures down again. Now, over the weekend, these pandas, they made their trip to Calgary, the Calgary Zoo. They left Toronto, headed out west. You can see some of the images here, and it was all a safe flight. And they will be on display in Calgary in May. All right, when we come back, did you know the Gerber daisy can actually help you sleep better if you keep one in your room? The top 5 healthiest houseplants. That's next. Well, it's great to have you along with us this morning. It is Monday. Rachel and Kelly here with you. And Kelly, I know Canadians are tired of us talking about snow, but in contrast to that, this is what you've been clicking on online at theweathernetwork.com.
Well, it didn't really look so winter-like yesterday across southern Ontario, but it did feel like it. Rachel, you were outside running around the bay. This was in Hamilton. And how did it feel?
You know, it did feel quite windy out there, Kelly. It did feel cold, but this is the oldest road race in North America, so runners, they prepare for any type of weather. Now, speaking of any type of weather, our active weather coverage starts right here.
Taking a look at our moisture, you can see where all of that dry air is across the Great Lakes, Quebec. Well, that's shifting further east, and the return of moisture into northwestern Ontario. We've got snow, we've got rain, maybe some ice pellets as well. Rachel, things are going to get a little bit more messy as we head through today and tomorrow.
Yeah, northwestern Ontario, today is your turn for this. Snow moves in for you, but tomorrow, Windsor to London in the morning hours, early, you'll get into the rain. Looks like between 8 and 10 a.m. We're going to watch for places like Kitchener-Waterloo to get into a bit of freezing rain. There is a slight potential here, and then showers across Toronto all day long on Tuesday.
We've got about 5 to 10 centimeters of snow coming for northern Ontario, so things will be a little bit more snowy for your Tuesday morning commute. So take a look at our rainfall forecast. Not just showers, Rachel, but down towards the southwest, 30 to 40 millimeters. That's a decent amount of rain.
Yeah.
But on top of that, we're going to get some gustier winds, but a different direction than what we have been experiencing.
And I don't want you to think tomorrow is going to be warm, because it's not. We still got 3s and 4s on the board, but we do have a southerly wind. That southerly wind is really going to start to benefit us by about Wednesday and Thursday.
Yes.
We could see 15 degrees in the Golden Horseshoe.
Wow, so temperature is really going to be warming up, so these may get bumped up even more. As we take a look ahead towards the end of the week, you can actually see that milder air is eventually going to make its way into Atlantic Canada, so we're going to be getting into those double digits. But as we take a look ahead towards the long weekend, Rachel, things do look to be a little bit more active. I don't think we've got that high pressure building in like we saw last week.
No, we do not at all. We could even see a bit of mixing in Toronto on Friday. Now, Kelly, for many people, they may be just this done with winter. The snowblower is out, the lawnmower is in. It is March the 26th today, and are you just this done with winter? Thankfully, we do not have any snow to shovel across the Golden Horseshoe. A lot of that has melted, but on the funny side of winter, right? Love that video. Such a good one. As we take a look at our weather picture today, we have had a lot of dry air across Ontario and Quebec. The brown color here, that's representing that drier air, but look what's coming. Green, that's moist air. That is rain that will be falling in our backyard, and we are likely to see that as we go into tomorrow. For the right now, well, let's take you out onto the roads this morning. Sunshine and 7 degrees. Today's going to feel nice. 7 for that daytime high. But look how active we're getting here. We see one round of rain coming in for Tuesday, likely to still rain into Wednesday morning. Wednesday afternoon, we get a bit of a break, and then we see another boundary come in late Thursday and into Friday. We are warm Wednesday and Thursday, but then Friday's a holiday for many. Into that weekend, we are looking at some cooler weather returning. On Tuesday, this is our active rainy day, and then look, the warm air starts to filter in, and then the cool down. The temperature roller coaster of the spring. An upper low comes in, and at this point, the long weekend doesn't really look fantastic, to be honest. Now, when it comes to this season, spring, allergies are always a big issue. We were able to check in with health expert Bryce Wild to talk about this upcoming season and what Canadians can do right now in order to prevent a big outbreak during the pollen outburst. Have a look. We all know it's coming. Allergy season, the itchy eyes, the running nose and coughing. Are you doing everything you can to prepare for this upcoming pollen burst?
There's a lot of things you can still do while it's still cool outside to prevent a big spring attack. Cleaning out your ducts, getting rid of all the fungus and pollens that might be circulating your home. And think about putting screens. There are screens available that ultimately will not let pollens in. And then into the season, every time you get home, wash yourself, close the doors, keep a tight environment, get it out of your hair, get it out of your nose, consider a neti pot. Those are excellent ways in which to just get stuff off of you that you've brought into the home and have a much more successful allergy-free season.
In Canada, April and May are the times where the tree pollen counts are at their peak. So the time to start preparing and take action, that's now. For the Weather Network, I'm Rachel Schoutsen. And we are going to talk about that dry stretch coming to an end. Our first round of spring showers, that moves into the picture for Tuesday. But right now on the agenda, we want to tackle this, the snowy videos that you're clicking on online at theweathernetwork.com. And now to your weather story. This afternoon, we got a pretty nice day for us. Last day of the sunshine in this long stretch of sunny skies. 7 is our daytime high. And this weather has a pretty easy commute out there across the GTA. Right now, it is 7:47. Now, as we take you and show you the system that's coming in, Tuesday, that's when we're getting back into the rain here. So this is it. That edge pushes into southern Ontario with some of those showers between 8 and 10 a.m. tomorrow morning. At this point, it looks like places like Kitchener and Waterloo could see a little bit of freezing rain, as temperatures should be cool enough at the surface to create a bit of an icy drive. So that's something we'll watch around 8 a.m. tomorrow morning. Things will warm up into the afternoon tomorrow to about 3 and 4 degrees. Not an overly warm day, but enough to rule out the risk of freezing rain. It's going to be a rainy day on Tuesday, likely to see showers into Wednesday morning, and then we'll clear out of here. When it comes to the wind, tomorrow's not going to feel that nice. It's going to be a rainy day, a gray day, and a windy day. Now, the wind is coming out of the south as we look ahead at tomorrow. And tomorrow, some of those wind gusts could be up to about 50 kilometers an hour. We're not going to feel the benefits, though, of that warm southerly wind on Tuesday. The benefit of that is really going to come Wednesday and beyond for us. Tuesday here, 3s and 4s on the board. We know we can do better than this, right? So let me take you into Wednesday, where we get up to 9 degrees in Toronto. Between Tuesday and Wednesday, we are seeing a decent amount of rain here. It looks like across the Golden Horseshoe, we have about 20 to 30 millimeters of rain. That's a good soaking of rain. So this would be a great day today, especially with the sunshine in your backyard, to clear out those storm drains. Make sure they are okay to let all of this rain drain out. 30 to 40 millimeters of rain down across the southwest. Now, when we come back, we'll be taking a look at your long range forecast, because we need to talk about that long weekend. It is upon us. And we also have this story for you too. We asked our kid experts what they think about this spring so far, and their take on some of the terms we start to use as we get into the new season. That's coming up next with Sophia. We'll see you there. Cold, windy conditions, but it is such a great start to the running season. And before we talk about our first round of some springtime rain, well, let's get into this. This is what's trending online at theweathernetwork.com. It seems like you are all still interested in snow. Have a look at some of these videos. You will be in Alberta, while they will be on display as of May. All right, let's get into our weather story right now. As we look at this afternoon, I'm saying today is a great day. Not too bad, right? 8 degrees in Mississauga, 7 in Toronto. Warmer today than what we saw yesterday. Less windy as well. The weekend was blustery, so that all starts to calm down. As we get into tomorrow, things are going to get active. The winds are easy to deal with today, but look, into tomorrow, getting close to 50 kilometers an hour yet again. And a different direction. It's a south wind. We're not going to feel the benefits, though, of that south wind until about Wednesday and Thursday. Tomorrow, bit of a crummy day, in my opinion, here. We are going to be seeing showers move through, blustery conditions, a gray day, a cool day. Tomorrow's not going to feel too comfortable to be on the outside. 20 to 30 millimeters of rain on the way as well. That's going to fall Tuesday and in through Wednesday morning, and then we're slowly going to clear out of this system throughout the day on Wednesday. We do have an active week ahead, though, because we get another round of rain late Thursday and through Friday. And remember, Friday, Good Friday, holiday for many, we could be looking at some mixing in the early morning hours. So this here is a look at Tuesday, not to get ahead of ourselves. 3 degrees being the daytime high in Toronto. Think gray, think blustery, and think wet. But that blustery south wind is going to start to pay off by the time we go into Wednesday. A warmer forecast is upon us. 9 degrees in Toronto. Those showers will be clearing out as we go throughout the day. And then Thursday, this is the real treat here. 15 degrees in Guelph and Newmarket. This is now way above seasonal. 6 is where we should be for this time of year. But we know spring. We know these shoulder seasons, transitional seasons, they bring a whole mixed bag, right? So don't expect these temperatures to be holding on as we go into that Easter long weekend. This is what's happening next. This upper low is going to drag in some of the cooler air, and we will be active for the long weekend and a little bit below seasonal. On Friday morning, the potential for some mixing here, and temperatures even cooler as we go through the weekend. Now, this story coming up next, you don't want to miss it. It's Monday, March the 26th today. Short week for us, as Friday is a holiday. Long weekend upon us, and we have your Long Ranger coming up in just 2 minutes. What I want to show you right now is the end to this dry stretch. See this system here? This is going to be rolling into our backyard by the time we look at tomorrow, and we will finally see our first spring rainfall here in southern Ontario. The details on this system are coming up just after we check out this. And now time to take a look at our weather story. We got a beautiful day today. The winds are easing today as well. 7 the daytime high for Toronto. Tomorrow, not the best day to be on the outdoors. That rain is going to feel cold. We're going to see blustery conditions tomorrow. It's going to be a gray day. We have about 30 millimeters of rain on tap. But we do have a southerly wind developing, and that means we are warming up very nicely. Wednesday and Thursday, we're talking daytime highs into the double digits. Now, what kind of weather can you expect as we go into this long weekend? Your Long Ranger starts right here. Okay. First little bout of bad news here. Long weekend means colder pattern returns. Unfortunately, this upper low is going to be filtering in the cooler air. So below seasonal, that's the name of the game when it comes to the forecast for this upcoming weekend. On Friday, we could even see some mixing in the morning hours. What we're noticing is late Thursday and into Friday, another boundary comes our way. And this brings us the potential for another shot of moisture. And in the morning hours, could be cold enough for a little bit of mixing. 6 the daytime high in Toronto on Friday. Now, this upper low is going to send rounds of moisture our way. And we know a couple systems we'll be tracking through as we look at this long weekend. At this point, Saturday does look to be fairly dry, but we are going to be monitoring the potential for a system coming in late Saturday and in through Sunday. So we're noticing this here, this system moving in, and this could actually bring in a little bit of snow into our backyard. Could move in late Saturday and through Sunday morning. Still something we're trying to pinpoint here at the Weather Network, the exact timing. But a cool forecast as we go into the weekend. Sunday, 4 is the daytime high. All right, when we come back, Force of Nature is just around the corner. Incredible rain in Queensland. Where people are just tired of winter, and they clearly are showing it in that video there. What a funny shot. It's great to have you along with us this morning. You are watching the Weather Network. I'm Rachel Schoutsen, and we have seen a lot of really dry air. This brown color here, that resembles all the dry air that has been moving across Ontario and Quebec. We've seen great, brilliant blue skies, but time for a change, right? We need some rain. And this green that's moving in, that signals moist air. And yeah, we are going to be seeing rain as we look at our forecast as we go throughout the day on Tuesday, even into Wednesday morning as well. This morning, it's been a cold one at the freezing mark. We will be warming up to about 7 degrees as we go throughout the day today. So we got a nice day on tap, and those winds finally a little bit lighter. An easterly wind though, so if you're down right along the shores of Lake Ontario, you'll feel a little colder there. Now, an active pattern is setting up. We get our first round of rain tomorrow. That's a heavy rain, about 30 millimeters. Rains into Wednesday morning. We clear out for Wednesday, and then look at this. Another surge of moisture late Thursday and in through Friday. And this could actually bring a little bit of mixing on Friday. And Friday, of course, is the holiday, Good Friday. So the trend, unfortunately, into the long weekend, colder. So enjoy the warm up while it's here. It is not warm tomorrow. Tomorrow's not going to be a great day to be on the outdoors. Only 3 in Toronto, but look at this. Wednesday, we're up to 9, and Thursday, it does look like at this point we could see temperatures that are close to 14 and 15 degrees, but that, yes, coming to an end. The pattern as we go into the long weekend is cooler, below seasonal air returning. All right, we had the chance to check out some of the expert advice when it comes to allergies. Bryce Wild, health expert, he filled us in on allergy season and what you can do right now in order to avoid the worst of it when things really start to ramp up. Have a look at health and weather. To say cold, windy conditions, but it is such a great start to the running season. If you're a runner or if you're thinking of becoming a runner, that certainly is a Canadian staple when it comes to road racing in Canada. And that weather story, it starts with a pattern change. We got a beautiful day on tap today, 7 the daytime high for Toronto. But look, our first round of spring showers, that moves in for Tuesday. It had to rain at some point. And we're going to time this out for you and tell you how much rain we're expecting just after we take a look at what's trending online at theweathernetwork.com. I know you don't want us to talk about snow anymore, but that's what's the most popular videos online today. Now, as we take you into our weather story, 7 degrees, or 8 degrees. We bumped it up a degree now. 8 degrees for our daytime high. Feels a little bit more like 5. We do have an easterly wind today, and with that east wind, if you're right down walking along the lakeshore, you're going to feel a little bit colder there. That breeze coming right off the water add some extra chill into the atmosphere. So we're dry today. We still got the blue skies today, but slowly that is going to fade away. Gray clouds move in, and we're getting some rain. I want to point out this rain should move into the GTA between 8 and 10 a.m. tomorrow morning. Between that time, places like Kitchener and Waterloo, you could be cold enough at the surface to see a little bit of ice. So that's something we'll have to watch as we go throughout the morning. This rain hits places like Windsor and London earlier than us. Golden Horseshoe, it's more of a at the tail end of rush hour to a mid-morning kind of story. That's when it begins, and then that rain is going to just stick with us all day long into tomorrow. Now the winds are strong today, about 30 kilometers an hour. So we've seen stronger, but you're still going to feel that breeze. Even stronger into tomorrow though, gusts close to 50 tomorrow, but out of the south. So that's a better direction. That's the kind of direction we need to warm up. Tomorrow, though, we're not going to feel the benefit of that just yet. Tomorrow is still a cool day. We got showers tomorrow. We got blustery conditions. We got gray skies. Tomorrow's not going to be the greatest day to be on the outdoors. 3 degrees in Toronto, and we also have about 30 millimeters of rain in the forecast, 40 millimeters down to Windsor. So this is a heavy rainfall. As we take you into Wednesday, this is when we finally start to feel the benefits of that southerly wind. Temperatures are on the rise, and even into Thursday, looks like a few places across southern Ontario should be getting up to 15 degrees. So that is certainly going to feel nice. As we show you the rainfall forecast here, about 20 to 30 millimeters around the Golden Horseshoe. This is a decent heavy rain. So clear out the storm drains. Make sure this rain is able to drain off your street. We don't want to deal with any springtime flooding just yet. Hopefully never this season, right? When we come back, we're going to be taking a look at your forecast for the Easter long weekend. And also, we asked our weather experts, who are the kids, what they thought about some of our spring terminology we use on air. That's coming up. It was a ton of fun, I have to say. Cold, windy conditions, but it is such a great start to the running season. If you're a runner or if you're thinking of becoming a runner, that certainly is a Canadian staple when it comes to road racing in Canada.